Thank you all for coming, and I think it's pretty reflective of, it looks like a substantial number of House members and senators are here this morning, that this is a group of people who are very proud of the work that they've done, and this is what democracy is really all about, and their participation in the process. But at the real heart of what we do, the idea of open and honest elections and fair elections is really important. It's the integrity of every vote, that every vote counts. And it's so important all across this state, across this country for that matter. We've witnessed elections in which just a handful of votes made the difference. And we know that the results of elections matter, making differences in people's lives and for that matter in the course of history. It's our duty to ensure that elections are fair, beyond reproach, accurately reflecting the will of the people. And that's what voter ID is all about. And today we take a major step forward in securing the integrity of our electoral process in Texas, a major step in protecting the most cherished right that we enjoy as a people. Under Senate Bill 14, voters will be required to produce a simple photo ID to verify their identity before casting a ballot. This simple action, no more complicated than cashing a check down at the HEB, applying for a library card down the street here in Austin. It'll appropriately help maintain the integrity and the fairness of our electoral system here in the Lone Star State. The right to vote is simply too important for us to take the act of voting lightly. That's why I made voter ID an emergency item. That's why I encouraged the members of the legislature, led quite nobly by the Lieutenant Governor and the Speaker, and obviously the full support of so many others in both the chambers, led by two very capable legislators in the form of Senator Fraser and Representative Harless. With this bill, we can protect the right of voters by protecting the integrity of the elections that they're voting in. With this bill, we can ensure that the course that we're on in Texas remains the course that is charted by the voters of Texas. So with that, I'd like to bring the Lieutenant Governor up, let him say a few words, followed by some of the other participants. Governor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Governor, thank you for your making this an emergency item and for your dedication to making sure that we have free and fair elections in Texas. You know, for generations, we've had Americans die for the right to vote. One person, one vote. That is a sacred principle in America. And during the last 6 years that we've been trying to pass a fair voter ID bill, we've talked to our counterparts in other states. We've seen in other states, we've seen in Texas, example after example of voter fraud. And we know from the experience of other states, Indiana, Georgia, that when you put in a system in which only citizens of the United States and residents of that state can vote, voter turnout increases, as we heard from the Secretary of States of not only in Indiana, but Georgia. So it's important to protect the sacred right of all Americans, one person, one vote, and to encourage more people to turn out and vote. So I'm delighted, Mr. Speaker, with y'all's work in the House, and thank you, Troy, for all of your hard work in the Senate over these last several years. This is a big day.
Governor, thank you. And now the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Joe Straus.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Governor Perry and Governor Dewhurst. This is a big day for voter integrity in Texas, and I want to mainly thank and acknowledge and salute the men and women of the Texas House and the Senate who stand behind us right now, to salute them for the great work they did. Patricia Harless, most notably on this, what has been a contentious issue in the past, she did a masterful and a magnificent job guiding significant voter ID legislation through the House. She did a fantastic, fantastic job. But also standing behind me are Chairman Larry Taylor, the chairman of the Elections Committee, who did a wonderful job this session, not only on voter ID legislation, but other voter integrity bills that passed the House. Representative Aliseda, Representative Pena, others were able to move voter integrity bills through the House this year. No question about it, coming in after, I think, 2 or 3 sessions of really working hard. And Todd Smith back here, who battled hard in a 76-74 closely divided House last session, all advanced this issue to the point where we could actually get it done in a significant and a positive and a good, strong way this year. So I'm very proud of the team behind me. I'm very proud of the work of the Texas House, and I'm very, very proud of Representative Harless for the great work she did. Thank you.
And now the bill sponsor in the Texas Senate, the Coahoma Flash, Troy Fraser.
Anybody know what that means? I'm not going there. The act of voting is one of our most basic rights of not only the people of America, but surely the people of this state. This bill is a very, very simple concept. We just wanted to make sure that when someone stepped into that voting booth, that they were who they say they are. I'm very honored to have played a part in the passage of this landmark legislation. With the passing of this and the signing by the governor today marks a very, very important step in protecting the integrity of the ballot. Thank you.
And Representative Harless, the sponsor in the House.
Thank you, and thank you to Governor Perry for making this an emergency item. And I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our beautiful, handsome, wonderful Speaker Straus for he's cute for putting this as an emergency in the House as well and moving it to the floor. Senator Fraser and his staff has worked on this for a number of years, and his dedication and commitment to this issue made this an easier process than it has been in the past. The co-sponsors in the House, Todd Smith, Vicki Truitt, without her, we would have never got through the floor debate because she helped navigate the 80-plus amendments. Representative Pena, Representative Larry Taylor, Representative Dennis Bonnen, the chair of the committee that this went through, and his experience in the legislature and how to get these debates on the floor. Everything that they've said here is correct. It's important that we protect the integrity of the election process, and when you go to vote, know that your vote matters and that it won't be offset by a fraudulent vote. And we're just happy to be here today on the success of this legislation.
Patricia, thank you. It is good to see the love coming out. With 5 days left in the legislative session, that is a very, very good sign. So with that, let's sign this piece of legislation.
Chairwoman Harless.
Okay. Everybody crowd around just as much as you like.
Push the people up there.
I'm picking y'all.